You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people.
The Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Real talk, real radio, real people, just like you.
Yes! Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all of your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's BV, V as in victory, mobileapps.com, and tell them Doug Stewart sent you. Yes, sir! We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners, over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree, at TreeAtTheDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled T-R-E-I. Tree at TheDougStewartShow.com, and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes!
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
At my signal, unleash hell.
You gotta run before you can walk.
You've reached Kicking It with KC show.
What it's all about, gentlemen. It's what we train for.
Thank you for joining me for another episode of Kicking It with KC. And today this is one of those days where I just go through a variety of different topics. So I'd like to thank you for listening to me through, I think I'm on my 100th episode or so. But anyway, we are now streaming live over the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. I'd like to thank those guys for giving me an opportunity for broadening my network into their audience. So with that, I'm able to expand and go a little further, get my reach a little further beyond just my listeners, but add on to, those listeners as well. All right, so today we are going to talk about a variety of different things. It's pretty random because I'm just going on stream of consciousness. Those are usually my best shows, when I just go straight off of the head and just go with it. So right now I was just looking at, I happened to be flipping through the channels. I was watching the WWE wrestling. I think at the time I flipped through and I saw John Cena, which is their main star, in the ring with a bunch of ladies in pink. I listened to it, and it was a very classy move by the WWE, whether it's real or fake. As an entertainment source, they actually had about 10 to 15 women in the ring who were all cancer survivors, breast cancer survivors, and they honored them, pretty much gave them a round of applause from an audience in Boston, and just basically honored them. And I thought that was real classy, especially by doing that, and those ladies Being brave through that situation. Cancer itself has stricken me, not me myself personally, but my family, because my father passed away from cancer. I think we're now going on, this is 7 years now. Yeah, it was 2008. But he passed away with a form of cancer, wasn't breast cancer, but it was a form of cancer. And so cancer itself, really doesn't have any quote unquote cure or rhyme or reason of why it occurs. So it always hits deep when I see people who are fighting and make their way out of a situation. And so many of us dying, and we have no cause, reason, rhyme or reason. They say the microwave may cause it, or standing near here may cause it, or eating certain foods may cause it, or the sun. You know what I mean? So all kind of different things. This headset on my head may cause it. But I'm a man of faith, man of God. So I always feel that He only determines when it's our ending and when it's our time to go, whatever way that is. All right, so let's continue on. What else here? As I was also flipping, I also saw a couple of commercials. How about The Walking Dead is coming up soon? That has me excited thinking about it, because that is an exciting show. And believe me, I was not one who was a fan of those types of shows. I was those zombie shows or zombie apocalypse. I wasn't really a fan of it. And one day I just decided to watch just to see what the hype was. And I think they had a marathon on. So I just gave it, a few minutes to watch, and I couldn't stop watching that first episode. And since it was a marathon, I said, okay, let me go ahead and move on to the second episode. Then I ended up moving to the third episode. I think I might have got through 4 or 5. I had to do something that weekend, so I couldn't sit there and just binge on it. But as soon as I got back in town, I told my wife about it. I was like, hey, you need to check this show out. She ended up watching the show, and after she watched the show, she was like, wow. And she doesn't like those shows at all, totally. So she ended up binging on it herself. She probably watched way more than I did because she had time. So I think she almost finished the whole season 1 or something, probably within 2 days or so. She's real good at when it comes to that binging. All right, so pause for a break.
Whole Team Enterprises, a full-service graphics and marketing company that will take your company's image to the next level, specializing in graphic design, web hosting, printing, video editing, event planning, and more. They are cost-effective, professional, and have an awesome quick turnaround. Please give them a call at 888-755-0036 or visit them online at www.wholeteam.com. Be sure to get your car serviced by the professionals at ICN Services, located in the Buckhead area of Atlanta. They are a full-service automobile concierge service who are an on-site automobile detailing provider. with the advantages of their come-to-you service. Your car can get their needs taken care of while you continue your day. They will take your vehicle to appointments, inspections, repairs, returns, and more. Find them online at www.itscleannow.com or reach them at 404-934-0675.
Go see my guys at Platinum Auto Accessories in Lithonia, Georgia. They can get your car audio needs tight. In addition to the audio enhancements, they specialize in visual enhancements for your car as well. Lighting, rims, alarm systems, remote starts, and more. Visit Kevin and James with some of the best deals in the Atlanta metro area. Conveniently located at 2648 Lithonia Industrial Boulevard, off I-20 and the Evans Mill exit. Also give them a call at 678-323-7888. Mention this ad for a special discount. Friends of the Kicking It with Key C show.
You've reached Kicking It with Key C show.
Welcome back to the Kicking It with Key C show. Yes, we're just doing a wrap-up of the week, beginning of October, and that's all. Just one of my random shows. We're talking about a little bit of everything, and we're streaming it live over the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Let's get back into it. Strides and podcasts. I was just thinking about, I had a nice podcast last week. If you missed it, it was about, it was an interview with Big Gip of the Goody Mob. One of the pioneer groups from the Atlanta music scene. You had Outkast, you had Goody Mob. They were hand in hand. Not to say they were the first groups, but they were one of the first groups to put Atlanta on the map. They were really influential with their sound, the politics, and their brand of music. Along with Outkast, they made up a coalition called the Dungeon Family, which had, several other members in it. You had Outkast, you had Goody Mob, you had Cool Breeze, you had the Witch Doctor, you had Backbone. You know what I mean? I know I'm leaving out a whole bunch of them, but basically a lot of people were made up this syndicate of groups in the DF, or the Dungeon Fam. And also, I got a pending interview coming up too. Well, actually, I'm not even gonna break up, but one of the Dungeon Family members, the producer of the Dungeon Family, Organized Noise. I just say that I have a upcoming podcast. One of the members of Organized Noise, who was the founding sound behind the Dungeon Family. Also, previous to that one, I had a nice podcast with Doug Stewart of the Two Live Stews. Congratulations to the Two Live Stews, who are now back on. So they went over 10 years in the Atlanta market for sports. They had a very nice audience, a very good brand that they had put together. Their sports talk was a different different avenue, a different feel from your normal sports talk that you had in the city. You had all different kinds of shows, which is kind of stuffy, and stat news, stat recap of a game or a situation. These guys, the Stews, actually not only incorporated that, but they incorporated it in a style where it was almost like, two guys talking, two homeboys, two friends, just rapping, talking with each other, almost like my barbershop conversations that I had a couple podcasts ago, kind of like that, where you just go on subject to subject. Same type of deal with those guys. You know what I mean? They have fun, they laugh, they jokes, they talk about current culture, different things like that. So anyway, they're on 640 radio Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. So that's awesome. It's awesome to hear those guys back on the air. That's Doug and Ryan Stewart, the two live stews. And for you guys people who are outside of Atlanta, you may have seen them on, ESPN, or sometime they'll appear on certain things, certain shows, certain sports events, etc. All right. What else outside my strides and podcasts? Let's go ahead and go into the world of Facebook. All right, and again, this is Key C, Kicking It with Key C show, and we're going over to Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. It's a random show today. So, with the world of Facebook today, there was a couple of things out here that was pretty interesting. I found a article. I can't remember what magazine it was. It may have been. Was it Vogue? I don't remember, but it was an article where they crowned the Kardashians the first family. Okay. Let's break down the Kardashians. All right. These people are a multi-million-dollar brand now. But why? Let's think about their roots here. Okay. So we know Kardashian. We know the father was Robert Kardashian, was a famous lawyer on the OJ trial. Okay, that's all we know. But past that point, he went his way. Okay, so the wife, because Robert actually died, so the wife, Kardashian, she ended up marrying Bruce Jenner. Okay, Bruce Jenner was a very famous Olympic athlete of his time. So Bruce Jenner and Mother Kardashian, I can't remember her name. What is her name? Anyway, Mother Kardashian and Bruce Jenner were a couple. Alright. But they wouldn't be famous. They wouldn't be on TV had it not been for Kim's famous sex tape. Okay. This sex tape actually made famous by Ray J. That's right. Ray J. Or Ray J. Norwood, Brandy's little brother, made this tape famous. Now, Kim, I think she was dating Reggie Bush, who at the time was a USC football player, and then became a Saint. But she made this sex tape with Ray J, and it became famous. So with this tape, it brought a notoriety or a level of fame to her. Okay, so I guess don't say I'm hating. Okay, I'm not hating. I'm just trying to figure out how the roots of this family come all from this sex tape. So Kim becomes famous. After Kim becomes famous, she gets her reality show. This reality show grows up to the family, everybody. I mean, you got the brothers, the sisters, mother, father. I mean, everybody. Now, it don't matter what they do. Everybody wants to follow what they're doing, what's going on in their lives, what are they wearing, who are they dating, what are they into next. With Bruce, okay, his sex change, he wants to become a woman. Now, this is news. Who cares? You want to be a woman, whatever. Go be a woman and get off the screen. Go with your life. You know what I mean? Why is this news? Why is this worthy? Why are there courageous what do you call it? Courageous articles? This guy's displaying a level of courage, and you want to give awards to him for his acts. I mean, come on now. Enough is enough here. Okay, look, the Kardashians, I'm not going to say they're not the first family. The first family, okay, we know who the first family is. We know, who they are. But why take the shine off the actual first family by claiming that this sex-craved, plastic surgery, body-altering, money-driven, hungry, greedy family as the first family? You understand what I'm saying? So I have words about that. That's what I have to say about that article. All right. The next thing in the world of Facebook. Okay. All right. Did y'all see this? It was a little dog. I want to say it was an English bulldog, little small dog, little black dog, actually saw two bears in his front at his front door. I think the bears that actually came over the fence and was in the yard. The dog detected these bears were in the yard, actually ran down the stairs. I mean, he was small. He was probably like a third of their size. Ran down there and ran those bears off. They ran off one at a time. And I don't think they were full-grown bears. I think they were like cubs or something, but they still were like 3 times as big as he was. And they jumped over the fence like quick, fast, and hurry. Like, yo, I don't know what kind of animal this is, but it's coming at us quick, fast, and hard, and it's aggressive. So these bears jumped the fence, rolled out. I mean, quick. This English bulldog actually is all over, has gone viral now from his story. So if you haven't seen that and you get a chance, take a look at that. All right, let's see. What's another good one here? All right, another one is, okay, there was this rap battle. It's been announced for probably half a year, might be a year now, but it was Fredro Starr of the group Onyx versus Keith Murray, who had his hit Most Beautiful Thing, Beautifulest Thing. Both of these are old school rappers, you know what I mean? During my heyday, whatever, 90s, early 2000s, yeah. So these guys actually decided to do, I don't think it was a pay-per-view. It might have been a pay-per-view, but they did an event somewhere where people actually paid money to see these two guys go at each other. All right, I'm going to say it like this. I expected a better battle here because Keith Murray, who I like as a wordsmith, I don't think he represented so well. I mean, Fredro Starr lit way up into this guy, but Keith Murray, after listening to his rhymes, it's like it makes me wonder if he wrote these rhymes down. Not to say that Fredro didn't, but Keith's was, he had to stop, restart again, repeat this, try to use some props. I mean, it was just not such a good look to me. I mean, some of these amateur guys, some of these other unofficial beat battles and people you never heard of put in more work than these guys did as a whole. All right, that's my thought on that. Next one is, there's another one that says 50 Cent blaming Empire ratings drop on gay stuff, quote unquote gay stuff. 50 Cent blaming Empire ratings drop on gay stuff. No, I'm just gonna say it like that. I don't think it was just that. It's been bad writing for Empire. You know what I mean? It's just been some stupid situations. It's been, okay, you got Chris Rock in as a killer. You know, first episode he comes into the prison as this killer. He's not believable. It's Chris Rock, man. Chris Rock, the comedian, Chris Rock. So they have Chris Rock in as this killer. Chris Rock gets killed off, okay? But that's the first one. Let me see. After Chris Rock, you've got what else was some craziness in that situation? I mean, you got just people inserted that didn't make sense. And the first episode, they were packing a lot of people in just to have guest cameo appearances, etc. The next one I think might have been a little better, but it was just dumb. I mean, you got Lucius in jail trying to make a record. You got Ludacris in here, and Ludacris coming, showing up as a correction officer, and I like Ludacris as an actor, but for some reason Empire is just not working for me. I mean, I don't know if the lines or whatever, the situations, it just isn't real. This isn't real. Well, that's a word I say. It's trash. I'll just say that. It's trash. It's been trash, you know what I mean? And I like Empire. And I just haven't liked these storylines. I haven't liked thus far what they're doing here. It's a lot of the twists and turns aren't that great. They're not that believable, and they flip from one way to another. It just hasn't been real good TV. Not post their pretty decent first season. You know what I mean? The second season is almost like a sophomore jinx type deal going on. So anyway, that's my thoughts there. And let me get back to what 50 Cent said. Now, 50 Cent and Empire have a ongoing beef because 50 Cent felt that the marketing or the look of the show Empire actually took off some of his idea and his stuff for Power. Now, he actually is executive producer of the show Power on Stars. So he felt like they used some marketing for Empire from his show Power, and he don't mean by concept. He means actually just like maybe the graphics or the fonts used, or you know what I mean, the way the commercials ran, that type of stuff. That's what he's saying. So ever since then, he's been hating. It's been back and forth between 50 Cent, even Taraji. Henson had she said something in one of those episodes where she threw some shots out at 50 Cent. But as a show, it's not right now. Empire has nothing on Power. Power is awesome. Power is an awesome. I say awesome series on Stars, it's a sitcom, but it's an awesome show on Stars. Yeah, on Stars. What else we got going on with this? All right, so Empire needs improvement for us to continue to watch. Next thing is, let me go ahead and go into this other one. This is another one. It's a little more serious. All right, let's pause for a break. Next time you're in need of live video footage, be sure to hit my guys at Mastermind Productions. You can actually find them online at www.mastermindtv.net.
Based in Atlanta, Georgia, they specialize in short films, concerts, music videos, sporting events, promotional videos, commercials, weddings, fashion and photography, at affordable rates to accommodate many budgets, and more.
You also can reach them at
678-420-8494. Mastermind Production.
If you're a fan of the Kicking It with Key C show, you also can find my app on all of the different mobile outlets, on the Google Play Store, on the Apple Store, and also on the BlackBerry World. You can find me on Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Mixcloud, iTunes, and more. Be sure to download the mobile app. Wholeteam.com, www.wholeteam.com/podcast.
You've reached Kicking It with Key C show.
Alright, so this is Key C, Kicking It with Key C show, and we're going to speak about Muslims and the flack that's overcoming or becoming of it. And what I mean by that is there are things that are occurring and they make no sense why they're getting this flack. And I might have spoke about it on a previous podcast or so. But alright, so just because of the Muslim faith or Muslim religion, there isn't necessarily a connection, or there is no connection, I'm gonna say, between the Muslim faith as we know it and the terrorist activities that that are occurring here in certain places. These bombings and your ISIS and Al Qaeda and all that other stuff that people try to link Muslims to is a ridiculous. It's a ridiculous linkage here. And what I mean by that is it makes no sense, and it's an unfair synopsis for people to go ahead and try to link everything all together, because it's just a religious faith. You know what I mean? There are some good Muslims, there's some bad Muslims, there's some good Christians, some bad Christians, there's some Muslims who kill, there's some Muslims who denounce the killing, there's Muslims who, you know what I mean? It's just like anything else. You got Christians who kill, all the time, but we're not singling them out. We're not like, okay, some Christians boarding this plane, let's go and screen them. You know what I mean? It's not like that. But when it comes to us and the Islamic faith, we have a lot of preconceived notions when it comes to that. It's almost the same deal with Drew. Now, when it comes to the Islamic or Muslim faith here, they may feel a certain way, and because we're different or have a different type of faith, me being I'm a Christian, I don't necessarily believe their religious belief, but I have no power to impart my beliefs on them. I have no way. I can't denounce them for what they do. Now, if they do cause an issue or bodily harm or some type of act of cowardice in the name of the religion, like some have done, overseas or even here, then yes, I will denounce that action. But I'm not going to denounce all Muslims. I'm not going to try to link certain politicians or certain individuals with this faith, or if they even are in favor of this faith, in this faith, that they should be denounced. You know what I mean? Just because, like, we have friends who are Muslim of the Islamic faith, and they're great. They're just like everybody else. They don't have the same exact belief with me, but we get along, and we're not gonna fight. And I trust them just like I would trust anybody else. Okay. I spent a lot of time here. All right. So with the Islamic faith and the Muslim, this leads me into the Million Man March. Okay, the Million Man March is put on by a leader, Louis Farrakhan. We're not even going to Louis Farrakhan's decorated past because you got some people, you got certain religious groups who feel strongly against him and maybe denounce certain things that he has said. Alright, so I'm just going to talk about the good of the Million Man March. That's what I will focus on. Alright, so the Million Man March is a gathering of men of all faiths, of all ethnicities. It's widely thought, okay, this is going to be a bunch of African American men in a group, and it probably will be majority that way, and there's no exclusion. And what the purpose is to gather a group of men and to address some of the social issues and things that we have as problems, especially in our communities, especially in some of our inner cities when we have these crime-ridden and crime-filled areas of violence, of people not valuing one another's lives. So we're addressing social issues like that. We're addressing police brutality, issues that are going here. We're addressing the overcrowding and overpopulation of jails by certain people, and then you got repeat people who keep going back to it. We're addressing the education system. We're addressing that's a lot of things. That's what the Million Man March is doing. It's a re-evaluation of how far have we come from the last Million Man March, which took place. Did we evolve? Are some of the same issues needing to be addressed here? And if so, can we revisit them and take and increase and make aware and make a change? So, these things like this Million Man March should be something that's going on fairly frequently. It should be a continuous thing that's always going on, because this dialogue is needed. This talking is needed. So, anyway, I am up on my time. I want to thank you once again for kicking it with Kesey. Listen to me ramble, and thank you for everything you do. Keep God first, and I will talk with you on the next podcast.
You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people.
The Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Real talk, real radio, real people, just like you.
Yeah!